Imagine you're camping high in the freezing Ural Mountains with 8 of your closest friends. The night is quiet, everything seems normal. Then for some reason, no one fully understands, all 9 of you slash your way out of your tent from the inside and run into the freezing darkness wearing little more than your socks and underwear. Weeks later, rescuers discovered a scene so strange that people are still trying to explain it more than 65 years later. This is the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident. In January 1959, 9 experienced hikers, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, set out on a skiing expedition through the Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union. They were all skilled outdoorsmen and expected to complete the challenging trip without any major problems. But they never returned. When the group missed their expected arrival date, search teams were sent into the mountains. On February 26, rescuers found the hikers' tent on a snowy mountainside. It was still standing. Inside were their boots, warm clothing, food, and personal belongings. The most shocking discovery was the tent had been cut open from the inside, suggesting the hikers had escaped in a desperate hurry instead of using the entrance. Footprints in the snow showed they had walked away from the campsite toward a nearby forest. The first 2 bodies were found beneath a large pine tree. They were wearing very little clothing and had built a small fire, likely trying to survive the freezing temperatures. A short distance away, 3 more hikers were discovered. Investigators believe they may have been trying to make their way back to the tent before collapsing from hypothermia. Months later, after the snow melted, the remaining 4 hikers were found buried in a nearby ravine. Some had severe chest and skull injuries, yet showed very few external wounds. One hiker was missing her tongue, while others were missing parts of their eyes. Modern experts believe these missing soft tissues were most likely the result of natural decomposition and scavenging animals after death, not necessarily evidence of foul play. The strange circumstances led to decades of speculation. Some believe the hikers had encountered secret military experiments. Others blame escaped prisoners, mysteries, creatures, or even aliens. But today, many researchers believe a much simpler explanation is the most likely. In 2021, scientists concluded that a small slab avalanche may have struck near the campsite, fearing a large avalanche. The hikers likely cut their way out the tent, quickly moved downhill into the darkness. Alright, let's imagine this, right? You think, so there's a small avalanche, and you're expecting a bigger avalanche. So what would be quicker for you to do? Quicker to have a thinking process of this smaller avalanche, and you're thinking of this big avalanche coming. So you quickly run to your bag, take the knife out the bag, slash the tent open in the back. Everybody runs out the slash. Or you think there's a big avalanche coming. The zipper's right there to the tent. You could either unzip the tent and run out. Boom, way quicker. So this is kind of not making sense with the slash in the back. Is really not coming together. Because the slash would be way more than just opening the tent and everybody can easily get out rather than a slash. But we're going to keep on reading. In 2021, scientists concluded that a small slab avalanche may have struck near the campsite. Fearing a larger avalanche, the hikers likely cut their way out the tent, quickly moved downhill into the darkness. As temperatures dropped to nearly negative 30 degrees Celsius, the group became separated. Some died from hypothermia. Others likely suffered fatal injuries after falling into a snow-covered ravine. Okay. While this explanation answers many of the mystery's biggest questions, no one can say for certain exactly what happened that night. Because there were no survivors, the full story may have never been known. More than 6 decades later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of history's most haunting mysteries. And then the other thing about them not wearing clothes, barely wearing clothes, so I'm expecting to have probably underwear or top or a shirt. Not being heavily dressed and you're fearing that a bigger avalanche will come is also not making sense to me. Because through that thought process, I wouldn't just go to the back and slash the back of the tent and escape with very little clothing. As they said themselves, these are experienced hikers. These are no random kids. These are not people that just want to explore the mountains. These are experienced hikers. I don't think any experienced hiker would cut open the back of the tent and leave with barely to little no clothing. That's just not right. So I don't think there was any avalanche. They've probably been spooked by something else, or I don't know. Comment what y'all think happened. But me personally, I don't think they got spooked by avalanche. There's a bigger picture and there's a bigger story to this. And also the footprint part, yeah, that's kind of weird too.